What's up, everybody? This is Jorciosi Samuels, and you are tuning into a final Daily Fire session for 2018. Now, it's really interesting, reflecting over the last year. And as I reflect, I get news about how there is a cyclone in Fiji, a typhoon in the Philippines. It is raining in Sydney, and it is also raining here in Singapore. But with that, upon reflection, there's so much to be grateful for. If I look back at the memories for this year, probably the ones that stand out the most was being able to travel to almost each continent as part of my training circuit while I was at IRIS. Finishing up at IRIS as well. So incredibly grateful for the time that I had there with that corporation. And also, making the decision to move here to Singapore to set up my business, to realize my own dreams of building something out that is bigger than myself, where I can start to pull in all the skills I've learned, all the connections I've built, all the knowledge that I've gained over the last decade, in trying and failing or learning from the multiple ventures and attempts that I made during my 20s. And with that, I'm definitely embarking on a new chapter. There's a lot of uncertainty, but at the same time, I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs and people who have just pursued their dreams in general, succeed, not necessarily because they had something good, if that makes sense, but succeed more because they believed in their vision and they never gave up on it. You can encounter a lot of failures in life, but it's really about how you deal with the things that are thrown at you and how you get back up. And this is something that I definitely am going all in on. So with our company, File, we tested essentially two different paths. One being niching in blockchain marketing, and the other being based around what I've been doing for a lot of companies over the years, and that's essentially, helping people in tech. So I've been involved in a lot of different tech companies, or I've been helping people at companies with their tech in general, but using that as a way to bring people together, aka communities, improving collaboration, improving productivity, those sort of things, which when I was at IRIS, I learned that is actually a very valuable service and asset to larger enterprises, corporations. And so with that, we've got sort of two paths or two opportunities for revenue. Of course, if we go down the blockchain marketing path, and we serve probably a lot more startups. Ideally, the ones that we've been targeting are those who at least have a bit of funding under their belts already, and understand the long game that's needed to be played. And secondly, if we go down the path of the focusing on enterprises and helping them with their people management issues, their change management, their culture elements, then that also opens up a lot more opportunities as well. And considering how things have changed within the crypto blockchain space over the last year, we've had to evaluate, what works and what doesn't. So with that, we're sort of leaning towards the former, around the focus on enterprises and helping them with essentially their people in tech issues, but through the unique lens that we provide. And this also, when we have sort of the base of people in tech, it allows us to plug in any tech and then any sort of group of people. So, with the blockchain marketing and communities, we can still do that. And that's the beauty of this. But this year and coming to the end of it has really been a case of learning and understanding what it is that we truly want to build upon, right? And so in the new year, 2019, our team's theme is firm foundations. And with that, on February 1st, we're going to have our first company launch event, and it's going to be called the Great Reset. Because, even just looking at the rain here, there's definitely a lot going on in the world right now, which is making people feel very anxious, uncertain, fearful about the future. The United States, Trump's got the government shutdown taking place. The S&P in the U.S., even just the U.S. dollar, I think is going to be struggling. Economies around the world struggling. Cryptocurrencies have been in the bear market. But through all this chaos, out of the ashes, I think some really strong things are going to emerge, and that's what I look forward to. And that's what we want to build firm foundations for. So in the new year, watch us play with those two main target markets, and there's two main areas to see which one is the most profitable, but also the most in line with what we believe in. At the core, we really do believe in helping to bring people together, because that is actually what FIYA means. It's to span two divides like a bridge. And in Samoan, one of the other meanings for FIYA is to bring the village together. So, we want to be able to do that on a global level, but we know we have to start small. So start in Singapore first, then out to Asia, and then the world, right? With all the flow that I see coming here into Asia, I think it definitely feels like the right decision that I'm here at this point in time, and I just look forward to what's coming next. So yeah, with the Great Reset, February 1st, and the Great Reset being sort of like a nod to Thanos from the last Avengers film for any comic book geeks out there. But yeah, that is all about engaging with people who are involved in the technology space. We're going to have some guest speakers. They're going to be covering blockchain, AI, machine learning, and the Internet of Things, which have been some pretty popular technology sectors over the last year, and moving into the new year as well. We'll also be relaunching the It Will Come show, and I'm looking forward to that because it's been a while since I've been able to produce that type of content. But that'll allow us to also get in touch and also get involved more with a lot of the folks and the decision makers in our target market as well. So yeah, with that, I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Eve tonight, and I hope you have an even better 2019. Things may still be a little bit chaotic next year, but 2020 to 2030, that is actually what we're gearing up for, and we're really excited about them. So for now, it's important that you continue setting firm foundations for yourself, so that when 2020 hits, you're able to just hit the ground running and soar like the bird that you are. And so yeah, enjoy your New Year's, guys. Thank you for following along this journey of mine, and following along with the journey for FIYA. And with that, as always, remember, through patience and persistence, it will come. Now let's go light the world on fire.